You don't just get the 100K club. You don't just get the result straight away. You don't just get the 10 million, £100 million business. It's everything from when you finished school, when you was at school, the people around you, the friends that you've met, the people around your boardroom table. All that environment influences the person you are today. So if your boardroom table is your environment, you can choose who you want around that boardroom table. Welcome, A players, to the A Player Podcast. You are in the right place. I'm your host, Haydon, coach to very high income earners, and I'm on a mission to give everyone the opportunity to step into wealth by giving you the skills, the tools, and actionable steps to go that next level. What is an A player? It's a person that is playing the game at the top of their game. That can be within a business, so a business owner, or an executive employee that is clear about who they want to be, the impact they want to make, and is doing what it takes to make it all happen. So are you an A player? Of course you are. You're listening to the A Players Podcast. Yeah, we've got the A Player Club, the A Players Podcast. You're in the right place for that. And we also got the 100K Club. So the 100K Club is the subscription on Spotify. Just click that little padlock and you get the actionable tools if your goal is to make more income. Back to the A Players Podcast, though. What are we talking about today? We're talking about a tool that you can use that's going to make a big impact in your life. And it's something that I've used on my entrepreneur and investor journey and working with business owners when I've been coaching them, business coaching with them. And it's a tool you can use that helps you instantly get more confidence. It helps you work out in that moment the best opportunity that you can make. And ultimately, if you've got more confidence and you're making that best of that opportunity, then guess what? Yeah, more opportunities arise. As you take more and more opportunities, A players, more opportunities arise. What do I mean by that? If you're a business owner, then you could be going out there and really thinking about, okay, if I go and take this opportunity within my business and implement this, then what does it lead to? There's going to be plenty of learning along the way whilst implementing that new thing. And also, you've got to open more doors. So it's about opening more doors. Yeah. So if you're an employee, or I like to call people executives, if you're an executive employee, an A player in the business, then this could also mean progress for your career about how you become more confident, spot more opportunities in increasing your income, having a bigger impact, and having more meaningful days. And that's really important, isn't it? Because it's not always just about money. It's about having more meaningful time that you spend in that business. So I'm going to share with you that tool, and it's around this idea that I like to call the boardroom table. And then we're talking today about your personal boardroom table. So I actually run another podcast called The CEO's Secret Weapon with Stuart Walter. And one of the top episodes on that podcast, out of, I mean, he's on there now, around about 40 odd podcasts. The top episode was the boardroom table. Yeah. Talking about who do you want around your boardroom table to make decisions. So that's a good episode to go and listen to. But you don't need to listen to it again because I'm going to talk about it today from a business owner perspective and from an A player team member in your business. So you're all A players, right? Your team members, you as entrepreneurs, you as business owners, you as investors, yeah, you as sales managers, manage operations managers, everything, yeah. If you choose to be an A player, going that extra mile within business, then you're going to get more opportunities arise and come towards you as well, just by having that mentality, that identity of you being an A player. So before we begin, quick reminder that the A Player Podcast is free and it remains free. And it's part of my mission through this podcast to help more people step into wealth. Yeah. Whether that's through being a business owner or being an entrepreneur or intrapreneur, somebody that works for somebody else but becomes hugely successful by solving problems. So it's my mission to make this free and being able to share this knowledge back to you guys so that you can feed it forward. But there is a fee. Yeah, and there is the fee. What's the fee? What's the fee? This is free, but there is a fee. And that's that if you hear one gold nugget in this that you really feel you could share that could help somebody else step forward in their player career, then you go and share it with them. So you click share. If you're listening on YouTube, yeah, share the channel, share it on to a friend. If people like visual stuff, yeah. So we are now on YouTube, by the way. So please subscribe on YouTube if you're listening to this. We are on Spotify and iTunes as well. So just make sure you click that follow button. And what will happen is every week you'll get the latest A Player episode because I'm on a mission to help you make more money. Yeah, that's the 100K club as well. Or to make a bigger impact, the A players. Yeah, it's not always about money, remember? Not always about money. But if it is about money, 100K club is there. So if you're eager to dive into the 100K club, you click that padlock, you can go and listen to that stuff. But this is the A Player episode. Personal boardroom table. Let's get stuck in. What do I mean by personal boardroom table? So remember this saying, guys. Wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. What does that mean? Doesn't matter where you are in the world. So I used to live in Australia, right? When I was in Australia, it doesn't matter what I do, who I go and work for. I was business coaching in Australia. I was working with, I was doing presenting. I was working as a consultant there. I was doing a lot of stuff. And I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s. Yeah. And I was always like, well, is this what I really want to be doing? Is this what I really want to do? Yeah. And I was absolutely passionate. I wanted to go out there and help more businesses. And against all odds, bear in mind, Australia, it's like the coaching capital of the world where a lot of business coaching first emerged. It's, there's a lot of people out there calling themselves business coach. It wasn't easy, right? It wasn't easy. But the one thing that always remained in my mind is that direction of travel of what's the impact I'm going to make. And remember, the impact that you make has a scorecard to it. And that's the value that you're delivering to somebody. And that value delivering to somebody is called your income, your revenue. Yeah. So the higher the revenue that you're making from something like giving a service is because you're making a bigger impact in someone's life. Yeah. Just remember that. You're making a bigger impact in someone's life. They're going to pay you more to solve a bigger problem. Okay. So what sort of problem are you solving? What sort of problem are you solving? Making a bigger impact in someone's life. And that then they pay you more for it. So listening to the 100K club, it isn't just about making 100K. It's about having a bigger impact that people will transfer their impact, their finances, their currency into your currency. Just either has a pound or a dollar sign in front of it. Yeah. So I think about 100K as that level of impact that you're making. And we can measure it in its a language that we all talk, money. So personal boardroom table, wherever you go, there you are. When I was in Australia, it doesn't matter if I was in Australia, in the UK, in America, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what I would do, what I would pursue. For me, it was business coaching. But if it wasn't business coaching, before that, in my early 20s, guess what? I was doing building studies. I was planning to be an architect. Yeah. How the fuck did I go from that to this? It doesn't matter. You see, the learning that you get along the way all creates that character of who you're becoming. And that's the key thing. People say, oh, you've wasted a lot of money on a university degree. Spend a lot of money on it. For what? For what? You're not, there are people that go and do bachelor's degrees, and when they finish, they go into something totally different. They don't get it, right? It wasn't just about the degree of what they're getting the thing in. Let's say, I don't know, someone goes and does a drama degree, yeah? And when they finish the university, you'd expect them to go and have an acting career. But it's not always the case. That thing was right for them right then. Doesn't mean I have to go and follow that. But what has happened is that during a university degree, you're faced with deadlines. You're faced with the conjuring up of tenacity to continue it through and not drop out. People talk about the amount of times that people go, oh, yeah, you've got a degree, but you're not doing anything with it. What about the amount of people that just went to university but fucking stopped? Yeah. What about the people that stopped? They don't talk about the dropouts, and they talk about how successful the dropouts have become. Then they always mention Steve Jobs. Okay, mention another one. Mention another 10. Mention the other 10,000, 100,000 a year that drop out. Oh, yeah, they're all very successful. Bullshit. The point here is no matter what you do, you're getting learning, you're growing, you're developing, you're building that character. Okay. So if you're going out there to build more confidence, get more opportunity, make more money, have a bigger impact, all this is going to be really key that when you show up, you're showing up at your 100%. And that 100% is what you've built from the past. Yeah. That drama degree that you did have is now coming into play, not because of what you learned, but the communication skills that went along the way, the deadlines that you had to face, all the awkward conversations you had to have along the way. All this builds you into that character. Now, here's the secret to get those characters all to start to sing in harmony in the same place. Who do you want? Imagine that you've got this imaginary boardroom table in your mind. Okay. So in real life, if I'm just speaking to business owners and entrepreneurs right now, or managers, it doesn't matter. For me personally, as an investor and entrepreneur, I've got a bunch of trusted advisors. Okay. So I've got, even though I'm a business and executive coach, I have a business coach, an executive coach, a financial coach, a financial advisor, an accountant, an operations manager, a sales manager, a marketing manager. Yeah. What number are we on? 8. A financial manager, a financial controller. So there's 9 people there that I've got around my boardroom table in my meeting. They're just the ones I can think of. There's 9 people. Now I know that whenever an opportunity comes up in the future, I can use the resources of these 9 people to give me the best information for me to move forward. Not just information, but also the best coaching, because they have my best interest in mind. They cost a lot of money, by the way. Yeah. If I put all those sums together, you're talking like £250,000 worth of people being invested in, because they are the people that run my business. It's called leverage. Okay. Not to mention the employees, by the way, because there's another 50 people that run the firm. They are the superstars, the A players, if they choose to be. Sometimes they have good days, sometimes they have bad days. Yeah. But it's my job. Well, not my job. It's my manager's jobs to work out within that first 6 months of probation that they're in. Are they the right people to actually come and sit around our table, the business table? So from a boardroom table perspective, I've got my team. I've got my management team, the senior management team, but that senior management team, I want them to be better than me. Yeah. I want them to be better than me at a specific thing. By getting the great A players around your table, you get better as a character. Wherever you go, there you are. These characters will remain around my table until I choose them not to be, because maybe I've outgrown them, or maybe they weren't right or stopped being as passionate as I am about it. Yeah, there could be an A player around someone else's table instead. But they're all on a mission. Yeah, they're all driven. And that drive, we all tend to focus on where we're all going together. Yeah, where we're all going together. Now, I'm saying this as though you're an entrepreneur and business owner, and there's a lot of business owners that listen to this, because we have merged the business ownership podcast into the A Players podcast as well, all under one roof. So if you're a business owner, I'll ask you the question now. Physically, if you had a boardroom table, who do you have around that boardroom table? Can you show me your boardroom table and show me the advisors? Where's your financial person? Where's your great accountant? Where's your financial advisor? Where's your solicitors? Where's your operational team? Where's your sales manager? Where's your marketing manager? Maybe you're not at that place yet. That's okay. But it does mean that you're wearing a lot of hats. And let me tell you this, saving a wage is costing you a fortune. If you can pay somebody to take this off your plate, how much more headspace have you got to focus on the things that really, really matter? Whether that's growing your business, growing your career, reaching the 100K club. Yeah, it gives you more focus. So why not get it off your plate and pay somebody else to do it, or pay somebody to advise you in certain areas? And that's where a lot of people don't reach the A player level. They expect them to be the superhero. They think that they are the superhero that has to have all these hats because they're great at everything and they want to show their self-worth. And it's bullshit. All you're doing is feeding ego. You're feeding ego. You are not the best at doing everything. Yeah. Personally, I enjoy coaching. I am probably the best in the room at coaching and the psychology end. I mean, I've got a fucking doctorate in it, yeah? So I know what seat I sit in. And on that entrepreneur journey, I know I've got that seat covered, but I haven't got it covered because there's a bias to it. So I still get another coach to come in and coach me because I'm wearing a different hat as a business owner and as an A player. Yeah, it's a bit like playing a game of football. If you're running around in the football and the crowd's screaming, and the ball's flying past you, and there's people, your team members are everywhere, you want to make sure that you've got a great manager that's going to check you in at half time and go, look, the game you're currently playing is not going to fucking get you where you want to get to. That's what a coach does. That's what a coach does. And by the way, you're only seeing 90 minutes on camera. What about all the other hours that are in the week of all the hard work the coach is working on them, grinding away, the late nights, the early mornings, all the hard work that that A player, that football player is going and doing so they can just get out there for that 90 minutes and show up. Yeah, just show up. There's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scene, ladies and gents. Just remember that. You don't just get the 100K club. You don't just get the result straight away. You don't just get the 10 million, 100 million pound business. It's everything from when you finished school, when you was at school, the people around you, the friends that you've met, the people around your boardroom table, all that environment, let's call it environment, influences the person you are today. So if your boardroom table is your environment, you can choose who you want around that boardroom table. You can choose who you want there, who you pull up a seat for, who you invite. And if you need to add some new seats, maybe you're just starting out, you might just need a coach, one seat. That coach could give you all different sorts of advice. You might need an investor. So I sit in the investor and coach seat. So some people come to me because they want to pull up a seat there and go, look, I need you to just give me a general overview of everything that's going on. Yeah. And then as you start to grow, I might want somebody who's totally focused on tax. That's number 10, by the way, a great tax consultant. Yeah. The biggest thing you ever fucking pay in your life is going to be tax. So you better be very, very efficient with it. Right. Yeah. Biggest takeaway for anybody who's an A player and reaching that 100K club. Guess what? Yeah. Big, big wake up call when you realize the amount of tax you're going to have to pay. So if you've got a boardroom table, then who do you need around that boardroom table to start changing your environment? Because whether you know it or not, subconsciously, the people you hang around, the things that you watch on TV or on Facebook or on Instagram or on TikTok or on LinkedIn, they are all influencing your environment. And you become what you surround yourself with. Yeah. You become what you surround yourself with. So if your environment is full of negativity and shit, guess what? You're going to start to have a negative and shit attitude. So you can choose and stand guard at the gateway of your mind. You choose who you want to let in. Currently, you're letting Coach Lewis speak to you through the podcast and influence in your world. Great choice if your goal is 100K and to become an A player. For somebody who's into meditating on a rock, yeah, They might find me quite interesting, or he's too much and he's too direct and all this stuff. Okay, great. Because my focus is helping people become very high income earners, business owners and non-business owners. You don't need to be a business owner. It's a myth. You can go and get very successful working for somebody else. Oh, but you need to, this is all part of it. And you need to be able to enjoy your passion and enjoy this and do that. Okay. But that's great for what your podcast is. Yeah. That's great for your podcast. The listeners to this podcast want to be A players. So there isn't enough niche, what I'm saying. Find that niche and find out what you want to be. Because if you're too vanilla, you're too vanilla. What do I mean by that? Ice creams, yeah? Everyone likes vanilla. Is it your favorite? No one says vanilla, yeah? It's double chocolate with sprinkles and a bit of mint sauce on top. Quite niche, right? People will pay a lot more for the double chocolate mint with mint sauce on top with sprinkles, yeah, than just a vanilla ice cream. So you're becoming a niche for those people that like that ice cream. If you become too vanilla, then there's plenty of vanilla out there, isn't there? Go and get vanilla everywhere. Okay. So why does this link back to the title of this episode? Personal boardroom table. So as a business owner, entrepreneur, you've got that boardroom table. Yeah. And I can't push you enough. If this was business coaching, I'd be talking about, have you got the right aces in the places? Aces being A players. Aces in the places. People that want to drive this and as passionate as you are about moving this business forward in the right places. Places mean with the right equipment and tools and systems that you've set up for them to win. And if they win, the business wins. There's a question for you. Okay. Are your aces in the places? So this episode is personal boardroom table. So let's bring it back from a team and collective level down to an individual level. And this is what gets really exciting. The psychology around it. So the protocol I'm going to give you, the tool I'm going to give you is think about it in your imagination, right? You've got your boardroom table. Just paint that picture in your mind right now. Don't close your eyes if you're driving, but if you want to, you can close your eyes and just picture what that boardroom table looks like. Yeah. Is it a round table? Is it the Knights of the Round Table? Is it a long Batman Bruce Wayne table? Is it a picnic table? Are you all sitting around on beanbags? I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah. You can choose. You can paint that picture as much as you want. Where is it? Is it a dark room? Does it even have walls? Maybe it's in the void. Yeah. Maybe it's in space. Maybe it's on the moon. Maybe it's in a nice green valley. Yeah. Nice trees and there's a great wind and you can feel that breeze blowing right by you. Yeah. Feel it on your skin. Just wanting to be in that zone. Now, this zone is where you can go to whenever you want to in the future. And it's going to be really important that you keep this zone real solid. Now, that table that you've got, whether beanbags, Bruce Wayne table, whatever it may be, just choose that table. Yeah, have you got it? You're picturing that table. You found your table. You've got the right environment around you. You've got your calm place. You've got your powerful place. Put a word to the environment. Is it calm? Is it powerful? Yeah. Is it dark? Is it full of happiness? What's the feeling to that room around you? Get your table, put the table down, put some chairs around it or some bean bags, or choose what you're going to have around it. Yeah. Now choose that table. And now what you're going to do is you're going to invite people to that table. Invite them to that table. So the seat to your left or to your right, you can choose. You can choose. The left to your right, you got Coach Lewis sitting in one of them. Because you listen to the A players now, I'm there. I'm in the room. And I'm about to advise you to pick around the table the next people that you got to invite to that table. Okay. Who are they going to be? Who are they going to be? Well, let's question this, right? I'm going to guide you through this right now. We listened to it at the start and we said something about having more confidence. So I want you to think of somebody right now who's a confident person. confident person that if you hang around, you feel more confident all the time. And he's going to invite them up to that table. You're going to pull a chair out and you're going to put a nice little layout in front of them. And you're going to go, here you go. This is your seat. You can sit here for now. You invite them to that table. And whenever you need confidence in the future, you can just speak to them and say, hey, give me some coaching on some confidence, will you? And they go, yeah, no problem. Do what I do. Copy me. Because a lot of times people don't realize this. You're taught in school, don't copy your friend's homework, right? But that's how we learn, is from copying. How do children learn to walk? How do they learn to talk? From the very first moment they're born, by the way, their neurology is working it out to start to look for smiles, face recognition. Where are the eyes? Where's the nose? Where's the mouth? Is that mouth putting a smile on the face? They don't know if it's a smile, but what they do know is they get good feedback when they smile and copy you. So it must be a good thing. Everything he's replicating, he's copying, he's mimicking. We all learn from that. Eventually, originally, you learn ABCs from copying. Yeah. So you better copy this person that you've invited to your table, this very confident person. Okay. Now, what other skills do you want? If you're an A player in business, what have we spoke about in the podcast? A salesperson could be pretty good. Having somebody there with some great sales skills. So when you are in a sales situation, which is all the time, by the way, you're always selling, right? You're always selling. Yeah. Who are you going to invite? Who's one of the top salespeople you know? Who's very good at sales? What sort of selling do you like? Yeah. What sort of sales do you like? Do you like the American go at it, hard pushy sales? Not for me. Do you like the more influential sales? Do you like the more professional helping to buy sales? Yeah, you could choose. Invite your sales mentor, your sales coach, your sales advisor to the table, your sales manager that you're going to keep there. Yeah, invite them in. Who else could you invite? What about marketing? Getting some good leads could be pretty good. Yeah, getting some good leads. Well, you know, I'm not in marketing, Lewis. I'm in operations. I'm in finance. We still need a great self brand. Yeah. If you want to get out there and you want to get more business in there, and you want to become more influential, would you want more people talking about you? Yeah. So it's a great person to have that could teach you some marketing skills. Bring them up. Bring them up to the table. Sit them down. Sit them down. What about finances? Yeah. What about your personal finances? Who's a good person? Who's that guy? You know, British people love this guy, by the way. Is it Martin somebody? I can't remember what his name is. On ITV. I don't watch TV, but I hear people talk about him all the time. And I saw a video of his on TikTok the other day. He's actually really, really, really good. He brings a lot of information to the table. So if you don't have a financial advisor, you can bring one to the table, an imaginary one, but it's right for you right now. And by the way, financial advisors are free. I highly recommend that you do go and get one anyway, because if you're an A player, you are going to need one, and you'd better have your wills and everything set up for the future, because you're going to be making a lot of money. Yeah. So it's good to have good financial advice. If you want any help with that, let me know. I can put you in touch with the right people. Who's the financial person? Bring them to the table. Put them around your table. They're now around your personal boardroom table in your mind. So you can keep going with this now, adding people to it. Who is the most powerful person that you know? Yeah. Who's the most influential person? Who's the most best style, best fashion? Yeah. Clearly not Coach Lewis. Don't try to be. But who do you need to be? Yeah. Who do you want to bring up there? The way that you dress and the way that you want to show up. What about someone who's achieving goals? Who's your goal person? Yeah. Somebody who's got the nice stuff, the nice houses, the nice life. There's something that you aspire to. There's nothing wrong with materialistic stuff, by the way. Yeah. It works for a lot of people. So somebody materialistic that could give you some advice. For all the people that sitting around on the end of the table going, you don't want to spend your money on that. You need to save it. You need blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you might just want to turn around to somebody and go, what do you advise me on this? And they go, yeah, you got to go and get it, Lewis. You got to get it. You got to get it, Michelle. You got to get it, Sarah. Yeah. You got to get it, Mike. You've got to go and get it, Paul. Yeah. Go and buy it. Go and buy it. Don't listen to these suckers. Go and buy it. You see, The point is that you've got this resource. What you're actually forming is a psychological resource in your mind that is going to give you grit and tenacity and confidence whenever you need it, regardless of the situation. Okay? So filter it out. Are these the right people? Chuck them out if they're not. Solidify that table in your mind with the right people around it. Yeah. Now remember that wherever you go now, you got these people with you. Wherever you are, there you are. Okay. So you've got these people with you. Any opportunity comes up in the future, you can go and get their advice. What would Lewis do right now? Yeah. What would Peter do right now? Yeah. What would Mark do right now? Oh shit, I'm in a sales situation. What would Andy do right now? What would Nick do right now? What would Sarah do right now? All these different people. Yeah, you can then pull them in and go, right, I've got that resource. I've got it with me. I can go out there and they've got my back. In the physical world, as you build and become a manager and business owner and all these sorts of entrepreneur stuff, you will physically have to do this anyway. Otherwise, you will never get leverage and you will never scale your business. But right now, no matter who it is, any A player listening to this, you can call upon that resource, that personal boardroom table in your mind and use it to get more of what you want, to be fully confident in that situation and make the most out of any opportunity. Okay, being useful for you, a useful tool that you can use. Before we finish, just want you to lock in, just spend the next 10 seconds. What was the biggest takeaway from today? Lock it in. Okay, I'm not going to wait 10 seconds because 10 seconds on a podcast seems like forever. But you know what I'm saying? Make sure you spend that time to lock it in. Okay? What's your biggest takeaway? Now, how are you going to go and apply that in your life? Is there an opportunity that you're missing out on because you're not using this tool? Thought of it? Lock it in, go away, do something this week because any action is better than no action. Something is better than nothing, right? And as long as you keep doing something, you will work that muscle. I mean, it's not a muscle, it's a part of the brain, right? That just keeps working at doing some sort of action and building that tenacity to continue. And that's all I ask from you. Yeah. Make sure that you go and do something and build that muscle. Got it? Locked it in. You know what you're going to go and do. What was your biggest takeaway from today? And remember the fee now. Yeah. Remember the fee. Is there anybody that you could share this episode with that you would really resonate with them? And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and share it with anybody that you would get a lot of value from this episode as well. And finally, all I got to say is remember that boardroom table in your mind. They are there to help you be great. And on that note, be great. Speak to you next week.